Hello and welcome to Good Morning Europe. It's Thursday, June the 2nd. I'm Andrea Bolitho. These are your top stories this hour.
Moscow warns Washington it's adding fuel to the fire, with plans to send advanced rocket systems to Ukraine. Meanwhile, Severodonetsk continues to teeter on the brink. Denmark opts in. An overwhelming majority votes in favour of joining the EU's common defence policy. And Hollywood star Johnny Depp says he has his life back after a jury finds in his favour in his libel trial against ex-wife Amber Heard.
Russian troops are said to have entered the centre of the key strategic city of Severodonetsk in eastern Ukraine. With fierce street fighting continuing, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has conceded that Kyiv's forces are suffering up to 100 deaths and 500 wounded every day. And in the nearby town of Lysychansk, tensions are growing among residents who fear it's only a matter of time before Russian forces head their way.
This is not war on front line. This is a war with civilian and without city and town, and destroyed all life.
Locals are surviving on deliveries of humanitarian aid.
To tell you the truth, I can't believe I'm living in a shelter at my age. I'm like a homeless person.
With much of Ukraine's eastern region taking a pounding from Russian shelling, Zelensky has welcomed the news that the US plans to send more advanced rocket systems to his country. But Russia's foreign minister has accused Washington of adding fuel to the fire.
Ukraine's demands for arms are a direct provocation aimed at drawing the West into hostilities.
Concerns that the weaponry will escalate the war have been dismissed by the US, saying Kyiv will not use the new systems against targets on Russian territory.
It's Russia that is attacking Ukraine, not the other way around. And simply put, the best way to avoid escalation is for Russia to stop the aggression and the war that it started. It's fully within its power to do so.
If Russia captures Severodonetsk and Lysychansk, it will hold virtually all of Luhansk, which is a key war aim of Vladimir Putin.
An overwhelming majority of Danes have voted in favour of joining the EU's common defence policy 30 years after opting out. The vote comes on the heels of neighbouring Finland and Sweden's historic applications for NATO membership, as the war in Ukraine forces countries in Europe to rethink their security policy. Tonight, Denmark has sent a very important signal to our allies in Europe and NATO and to Putin. We're showing that when Putin invades a free country and threatens the stability of Europe, we are the ones pulled together. A total of 66.9% of Denmark's 4.3 million eligible voters were in favour of scrapping the opt-out, while 33.1% voted against. EU Chief Ursula von der Leyen welcomed the result, saying in a tweet that Denmark's decision was a strong message of commitment to our common security. Denmark and the European Union would benefit. Denmark's defence opt-out has meant that Copenhagen, a founding member of NATO, has since 1993 not participated in EU foreign policy where defence is concerned and didn't contribute troops to EU military missions. This will now change.
The outcome of that referendum in Denmark will be hailed here in Brussels today as Denmark, a traditionally Eurosceptic country, taking a step towards further European integration. You might remember back in 2000, Denmark, a small EU member state, held a referendum about joining the Eurozone, and they decided back then to opt out. But it looks like now, with the war in Ukraine, people's minds there have sharpened, if you like, and they want to be now part of European security and defence policies, because since 1993 they've been kept out of all the discussions and they've opted out of all the military operations that the EU has carried out in Africa and also in Bosnia-Herzegovina. But that said, nothing will change overnight, and business as usual here when it comes to defence and security for the time being. Maeve McMahon, Euronews, Brussels.
Fans of Johnny Depp cheered outside the courthouse in Virginia, chanting "Johnny." It's after a jury awarded the Pirates of the Caribbean star a total of more than 14 million euros in his libel lawsuit against ex-wife Amber Heard. In a statement on Mr. Depp's Instagram account, he said he finally got his life back after the 6-week defamation case over bitterly contested allegations of domestic abuse. Amber Heard said on Twitter she was disappointed beyond words and called it a setback for women. However, the actress has been awarded nearly 2 million euros in compensatory damages for a statement by one of Depp's lawyers, calling her abuse allegations a hoax. Jurors found that Ms. Heard's 2018 article about her marriage were false and that she'd acted with actual malice, making her guilty of libel.
Today's verdict confirms what we have said from the beginning, that the claims against Johnny Depp are defamatory and unsupported by any evidence. We are grateful, so grateful to the jury for their careful deliberation, to the judge and the court staff who have devoted an enormous amount of time and resources towards this case.
However, the trial has divided opinion. Critics claim the petitioning of Ms. Heard amounted to an orgy of misogyny.
Jacqueline, if I can have you get in on that side. Thank you.
Let the festivities begin. 4 days of fun in the UK start today to celebrate Queen Elizabeth's 70 years on the throne. And royal fans determined not to miss a moment arrived early to get a good position in front of Buckingham Palace in central London.
I've got a camp chair, I've got umbrellas, I've got a tent, I've got a sleeping bag. I'm here early to set up my spot so that I have a good, viewing vantage point for when the Queen goes down the mall.
You've just got to be here, haven't you? This is the 6th time I've come down and I wasn't going to miss the Platinum Jubilee after coming to all the others. So, had to be here.
It's the only way to make sure that you're at the front of the barrier when that royal coronation coach goes past, that golden coach, and to see the Queen in it will be the most magical moment.
The 96-year-old monarch's Platinum Jubilee is being marked with parades, street parties and concerts. It's hoped the weather wants to play its part too, with a bit of sunshine.
Well, the Jubilee weekend has begun with streets like this one in West London preparing for their big Jubilee parties. Street parties taking place across the country, of course, but the big events later in central London, the Trooping of the Colour, 1,200 of Her Majesty's soldiers and thousands of spectators beside. Other events include 2,000 beacons being lit across the country tonight, the biggest one outside the palace, and tomorrow a service of thanksgiving for the Queen and her 70 years on the throne. That's at St Paul's Cathedral, and the Queen is expected to attend. On Saturday night, the Platinum Party at the Palace. That takes place with a host of entertainment from the likes of Sir Elton John and the rock band Queen, of course. And on Sunday, the big central London Platinum Jubilee pageant. That's a £15 million carnival with 10,000 people taking part in that. The Queen is expected to be on the balcony at Buckingham Palace for a rendition of the national anthem. She'll be with a very pared down royal family, just working members of the royal family this year. So that rather elegantly solves the problem of Prince Andrew, Harry and Meghan, because they are no longer working members of the family. The Queen, of course, her health has been in the headlines. She does have some mobility issues, and although she is expected to attend several events, we won't actually know till we see her in person.
The last and grandest symbol of all is the crown of St. Edward. The climax of the ceremony has arrived, when the Archbishop gently sets this splendid emblem on the Queen's head. The final scene. The royal family assembled together on the palace balcony to receive the acclamation of their subjects and the Air Force's salute on Coronation Day.